Hello, welcome to part 3. In this video I want to start off by talking about flying on broomsticks. Yeah, it's a strange one, flying on broomsticks. This directly ties into what I was talking about at the end of part 2. This is something I've started noticing more and more so when I fly non-lucidly. When I'm non-lucid, I'm on a broomstick. When I'm lucid, I use my arms. Of course, it doesn't always happen like that, but it's happening enough for me to take note and say, what's this all about? So, when I'm on a broomstick, it's a fairly different experience. Again, like I said in the previous video, fundamentally the same, but less balanced, less secure. I'm in a constant battle to stay on this thing. As time goes on and I assimilate this new dream sign, flying on a broomstick will trigger lucidity. But for now, I'm flying around on a broomstick, completely oblivious to the fact I'm dreaming. But it's really a lot of fun. It's bringing about some interesting scenarios, especially because it's such a challenge to stay on the thing. It's like I've suddenly set the game to very hard. It freshens things up a little. Also, keeping in mind that there's varying layers of lucidity, varying degrees of awareness when lucid. A good way to gauge where you're at on that scale is to sense into how much trepidation you feel when flying. Or say if you're plummeting towards the ground. Do you get that moment where you think, oh shit? If you do, then maybe you're not as lucid as you thought. So this ties into what I was saying earlier. Overcome your fear, and naturally you'll rise through the layers. The more you rise through the layers, the less fear you'll feel, and the more you will shed your earthly limitations. Of course, it's natural to be fearful of flying. We don't do it in waking life, and so that is an earthly limitation. It doesn't need to transition over into the dream world though, and that's the point. You can overcome that, and if you do, you'll step into your power more and more and more, and before you know it, you'll be so lucid, you'll be so aware, you'll be so present, and everything will be so crisp and vivid and stable. So, if you're the sort of person that does lucid dreaming affirmations before you go to bed, and you also fly in your dreams a lot, it's obviously a great thing to include that in your lucid dream affirmations. Say, if I'm flying, I'm dreaming. If I'm flying, I'm dreaming. And repeat this over and over to yourself in your mind as you're falling to sleep. This will help. But, as I said a minute ago, flying a lot of the time is a lucid trigger for me. But right now, flying on a broomstick isn't. Strange, right? Fundamentally the same thing, yet for some reason my mind associates flying with my arms as a lucid trigger, but flying on a broomstick isn't. Why is this? I have no clue. No clue whatsoever. It seems quite strange to me actually. Quite strange indeed. So maybe as new instruments are presented to you to fly with, you should start being more specific with your lucid dreaming affirmations. For example, when I'm flying on a broomstick, I'm dreaming. When I'm flying on a broomstick, I'm dreaming. One thing I can't stress enough is when you're training your mind to recognize dream signs, when you're training your mind to turn the recognition of those dream signs into lucid triggers, don't suddenly think that those dream signs are always gonna be lucid triggers. Okay? All you're doing is heightening the chance of it being a lucid trigger. But even for me, there are occasions when I'm flying and I'm completely oblivious that it's a dream. And I'm fairly experienced, so that says a lot. So don't think that you can just train your mind to be lucid 24/7. Some claim they can, but I think they're full of shit, to be honest. It's unhealthy, if anything, in my opinion. So, when you do this whole brain training exercise thing of recognising certain dream signs. Be okay with the fact that it won't always work. Okay? That's fine. That's perfectly normal. That's healthy. Okay, in parting, I'm going to give you one last tip in regards to flying. Don't waste your time trying to prove that it's a dream to your dream characters by showing off in front of them with your flying moves. More often than not, they're just going to think you're a tit. More often than not, they're just going to say, that don't prove anything. I can fly too. And off they'll go. To be honest, there really isn't any point trying to prove anything to dream characters. They are stubborn. This is my experience, at least. They're not always stubborn, but a lot of the time they are. And talking to hundreds, if not thousands, dare I say, of other Onironals over the years, they've said similar things. Dream characters aren't there to be impressed, okay? They're there to share your experiences with. They're there to talk to openly, neutrally, respectfully. They're not there to show off to. I mean, you can, and it's fun experimenting around with that for a while, but it gets pretty old pretty quickly. So, please, respect your dream characters. They're not there to be belittled. You're not there to lord yourself over them. I am your god. That's pathetic. Don't bother with any of that. So, as an exercise, next time you're lucid and you fancy flying and there's a dream character nearby, go up to him or her and say, would you like to fly with me? If he or she doesn't know how to fly, explain it. Teach them. Lead by example. They'll cotton on pretty quick. Naturally, being open and caring and nurturing to your dream characters will pay off big time. You will have much more enriching experiences, and you will learn a lot more from them. So, that's it for now. I love you all. Sleep well, and speak again soon. Bye.